Oh my God. Thank you.
We love you too. We
Yes.
love you guys. You're great.
Just the fact that so many of you are here to listen to us record this episode just warms my heart.
Yes, we got to do this more often. Thank you. We feel the love.
Yes. But welcome back to another episode of Coaching, Caffeine, and Comedy. And I'm your host, Haley Kobza.
And I'm Lena.
So it's been a hot minute
Since we've been together.
Yeah. I mean, basically since we rocked the streets of Norris.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And just huge shout out to all those people.
The little gathering, a little gathering, was a great night.
Heavenly.
Yeah.
Heavenly.
And we've heard you, and we know you want us back, and we are excited to be planning our next event.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you again. Yeah, but, okay, yeah, so honestly, in all actuality, we're recording this episode a little differently because we're having some issues. What's that guy that works here?
Charlie McPherson?
Charlie McPherson.
Let's go, Charlie.
Yeah.
You gotta start locking the door tight.
Yeah, and making sure nobody messes with our stuff.
Yeah, don't let just anybody in here. I mean, you
So
already
exhausting.
Dropped the bar when you let us in, but don't be letting...
Yeah.
Any more yahoos.
But, yeah, Lena and I decided we're not going to have any special guests today. It's just us.
It's just us.
And we're special.
Yeah, and you all say you love our voices and you want to hear more. So you know what?
Yep.
It's time we listen to the fans.
And what they want.
Yep, the people that love us. Mm-hmm. We're going to give you what you want.
Yep. So today we're going to talk whatever Lena wants to talk about.
Yeah. Well, you know what? What you said is we haven't been in here since our pre-volleyball seasons.
Yeah, August.
We tried to get so much done knowing we were going to be getting into the mess of it all, the heavy stuff, our seasons, and we're in the middle of that right now. So, but we are excited to be back here and to be able to get together and chat as we do so well together. Mm-hmm. And my season will be wrapping up soon, in a week and a half.
Yeah.
So I'll be done.
That's crazy.
I know. I literally have 3 practices left.
Yeah.
And in that same time, we have 3 tournaments and our final home game.
And for me, we're in the heart and soul, and we still have 4 weeks,
1 or 2 games.
a month left. Yeah.
When we were at the event, we were talking about seasons, and I was like, what do you got? 20 games. You do that in 3 weeks, or I don't even know. It's insane.
Yeah.
It truly is insane.
But you're going to go all over Frontier and Red Willow County here in the next few days. So that's big for you.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
And the little girls.
Yeah. These ladies have worked really hard. I mean, I definitely push them, but I'm very fortunate to have the kind of parents who support that and are excited for those girls. And, we had 2 weeks ago, we had a rough week. I don't know what was going on. The weather was changing. Kids were realizing summer's over.
Yeah.
We are now getting into it. And they realized, you know what? They're going to be in school for several more months.
Yeah.
And so there was just a feeling in the school and with the kids. And I had parents messaging me saying, it's getting really hard for our girls right now, and they're considering quitting volleyball. And that's such a sad thing.
Yeah, because, you don't want them to, that should be their, release.
Yeah. But it's just, for some of them, it's their first
And for
sport.
those of you that don't remember, or you're new to listening, Lena coaches junior high
volleyball at St.Pats.
At St.Pats here in McCook.
Yeah, and that's 6th through 8th grade. So for those 6th graders that it's their first time, it's a lot, and St. Pat's is kind of pushing the kids more intellectually this year, so there is more homework. There's a lot more that is expected of them. So I could understand that. But, we worked through that, and all those girls stayed on, and that just makes me so happy because, as we know as adults, life is hard. And so to help them be able to get through those things that seem tough just in the moment and knowing all of that usually comes to an end. You get through that, and you're confident and you're able to do so much more. So it's just such a good feeling. So yeah.
Let's talk about the environments of both of our different coaching atmospheres because
Let's do.
I was literally just thinking about this. I went and watched Lena. That was 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
In that hot box of a gym that you coach. Is there air conditioning in there?
There's not.
I'm all about AC. I think
know.
Holtis, he's that's all you do is talk about AC on that podcast of yours. Whatever.
Thank you for
Holt.
listening.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, pal. But yeah, it was a little hot.
Yeah, it was.
And I think I had colored pants on, so I couldn't stay for the 2 matches because people would have thought something happened.
It was 98 degrees that day.
So it was fine. And then But
Yeah.
okay, the coolest part about St. Pat's volleyball and watching Lena coach, one, the atmosphere was so fun. Like it was packed. I loved watching all the students come in because like I guess they gotta like leave for class for a little bit. And they were just as excited as you guys were. And your girls like just had so much enthusiasm. All the girls on the bench, like there was no sad faces. They were just all happy to be there. Because I must have an A and B team maybe.
We did,
and
yeah.
you know, the team that wasn't playing, they were cheering you guys on. There was not anywhere to sit in that gym. And it was just hot.
It was.
I forgot I was in a Catholic school.
Oh, no.
And I told one of the girls to go out there and kick some ass.
I bet you did.
And her mom was like, not here.
Well, we kind of
Wrong
do say
spot.
that. We do
Wrong
say
spot.
that.
And I was like, oh my gosh, so sorry. Go get him, honey. But it was so fun. It was such a fun atmosphere. And I Snapchatted my volleyball girls, and they're like, we want them all to come to our game, you know. But you know, like our gym's quite a bit bigger. So like even though there might be that same amount of people, it's never gonna look full.
Right.
But it was so much fun. It was so much fun watching you play too. Or coach.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, coach. Yeah.
Well, you know, we didn't have a home game last year. And so for like the school and the girls, it was so nice to be able to play in our own gym. So that was a fun W that we got that day. So
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
it was nice. Yep.
Get them done.
Currently undefeated.
I mean,
so such a good
and I don't know
feeling.
how you do it. Kudos to junior high coaches because it's basically a game of serve and pass. It's if you have a rocket server,
Oh my gosh.
let's just go on a run.
Yeah. But that was one thing when I took over that I did want to change because I was like, I'm preparing you to go hopefully to play high school volleyball.
Yeah.
So you need to learn to try and get, hit it 3 times on your side before we get it over. But some of the schools, some of the people we play against, like that's not quite, where they're at. So, but just
doing
imagine
good.
the YMCA 4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
Oh, I don't know.
that's-
I don't know. Kudos,
my.
shout out
Do
to
that.
all of those coaches out there that coach the littles. I don't think I could do it.
It is
great to watch. Would never coach it.
Oh, God. Is
Yeah.
it great to
So,
watch? I
don't know.
Once again, if you have a server, that's the
but
game.
they just get so excited, and then
they
if
do,
one of them gets a pass off a hard serve, and then everyone's like,
Yeah.
woo, and then they forget like, oh shoot, somebody's got to get that second ball now because we're
know.
cheering.
Vivi's team on Saturday, they set it up twice. Pass, set, hit. And I was like, sweet home Alabama. Mother of pearl, we did it.
That's
all by
good.
screaming and yelling.
That's good.
But yeah,
do you
it's
have a
fun.
blanket on right now?
Pretty much my fleece sweatshirt that I'm wrapped up in.
Okay.
It's just because tis a season of coolness.
Right.
And, yeah.
Right.
Sorry. And how about you? Let's talk about your volleyball life.
Yeah, we're going. I don't remember my record. A lot to a little.
Good.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we've lost 8 matches, won 18 or 19. I can't remember. Because I don't really look at that. It's just more or less you're looking at the game ahead kind of thing. A great group of girls. Love them. Love this group. Each and every one of them. Whether they're on the court or not on the court. They're just really fun. We've had our lows. And I think this is something that happens I've talked to some of my past players. And if you lose, let's say you go on a good winning streak. And we were on a 8-game winning streak and then we lost. And then it gets really personal because it's all the players, you lose a match that you went in thinking that you were going to play really well, but you don't even compete. You just lose. That happened.
Right,
and
right.
then it was everybody's problem and issue, but your own. And, as a coach, you just kind of have to for me, I'm not going to take anything too much to heart, but more or less you just have to listen and see what they have to say. And then you just I think you got to communicate your way out of it.
Right.
And I think one of my players, she said it best. She's like, this is our rock bottom. We're not going any down. We're not going further down. The only way we can get up is up. And I was like, exactly. And I was like, and the only way you can get up is by helping each other up.
Yeah.
You can't climb a mountain by yourself.
Right.
And so that's what we did. But I think all teams are like that. When you lose, it gets personal. And it's not just you, it's parents. And everything gets directed back to the coaches.
Right.
And when I say personal, it's a player, well, she didn't play, so of course they didn't win because she didn't play, and the coach didn't give so and so the opportunity to play, and if they would have, and then everyone just gets that's what I say when it gets personal, and when people lose, whether you gotta make sure that you don't take that to heart and you just bounce back.
Yeah.
a coach once told me this the other day. She's like, right now the ball is winning on my team. She's like, the ball affects so much of our team. It's crazy. She's like, I had to sit down and tell one of my players, she's like, you're going to let a ball have that much effect of your mentality of this game. And which is so true, you know? And that's tough. But this group is good. They're young and love them to death. We can do big things.
That's amazing.
But they all have to know that they can do big things.
Right.
So
well, I think that's something that's somewhat of an epidemic right now, like within sports. When we watch and we look at the programs around us, you know, there's girls that, you know, maybe are quitting teams because they're not getting playing time, or, you know, something's not working out. And even though right now for us, we were undefeated, I took the girls in to talk because attitude and mentality is so much a part of what you play against and what becomes something that you take onto the court. And the girls who think they don't matter because they didn't have time in this game, I say to them, who do I have to practice against if I don't have you?
Yeah.
Who do we have to get better and work towards when we don't have anybody across the court from us?
Right.
So for those players, I say, like, we need you, and you are just as important as anybody else on the team. And that's a hard thing to get through to any young player, is that your part of the team is imperative to us growing.
For sure.
And so, and that for parents too.
Yeah.
Like, please don't be talking at home to your kids about playing time or who's starting or, you know, how things are working, because there's enough that these girls have to hear that if they're hearing it at home,
It's not helping. It's not reinforcing the behaviors and attitude and mentalities that the coaches are trying to instill in them.
No.
And like with that, and you know, like Jeff Gross said, the best teams he ever played were the ones he played at practice.
I don't even know how many times I've repeated it
and
now,
I'm like,
he said it so well.
Oh my, yes, Jeff. Yes. I'm like, yes. Thank you. Yeah, that's
And players need to hear that. Players need to understand what a vital piece, you know, of the group, the organization, the team that is, and you can't say it enough. And and parents, for them to understand that, like it. Especially, like I said, you know, I'm starting with sixth graders. A lot of them have never picked up a ball before. And this is their first organized sport. So it's like, slow down and just appreciate. And I tell my girls all the time, this is an opportunity. This is a privilege. You get to play. You're not owed it. It shouldn't be just handed to you. Like, you have to work for it. And then you have to continue to work for it. It's not guaranteed the next day either. So,
along with that, you win and you lose as a team. Like, whether if you make it to nationals, even if you're not the starting player, you also make it to nationals.
Exactly.
And you get the ring and you get all that. And that's another thing that players, I think, forget about. Just because you might not be on the court, you were part of the process to help 100%. The whole team get there. And it's not just 6 national champions. It's the whole freaking team of 14 girls.
Exactly.
But trying to think what else. Ooh, okay. Also, since it's our season, one of the biggest shout outs that I want to do, because somebody thought I forgot about him. But a big vital part of our season is our bus drivers. And we're going to get them on. We're going to have an episode of just the bus drivers of McCook. For us right now, for McCook Volleyball, we've had 4 bus drivers. We've had Douglas Terry.
Oh, okay.
Love Doug. Love Doug. He's actually a Letty favorite. My daughter loves Doug. Okay. He's like Jack and the Beanstalk. Like, I don't understand. I don't like how she likes him so much. But Rodney. I don't, can't remember his last name.
Keep going.
Sweetest man. Okay. Sweetest man ever. That's 2. Gary White from North Platte. He'll drive to McCook. Drive us, and then like if we get back late, then he'll drive to North Platte.
Oh my gosh!
So he's also great. He's been a good driver for us, and Cal Siegfried.
Oh, Cal.
Yeah, and Cal, we're gonna get Cal on here. And it's probably Cal that broke the podcast.
It is probably
in the recording, but
because he's so upset he hasn't been on yet.
Yeah, probably.
He's like, well, here you go, ladies. Yeah,
you're not gonna get me on here. Here we go.
Yep.
I love, and our bus drivers are great. Like even when they're not driving us, they're keeping up. Like, I don't think Cal has missed a text message. Like, he'll text me after every match and, like, give a little note to the girls. And he's just super sweet and super kind-hearted. And same with Gary White and Doug and Rod. He's precious. He's
That's so awesome.
He's, like, kind of like Eeyore. like like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
And
you
like,
said Eeyore. I
Eeyore.
thought you said he's
Eeyore.
like your.
No, he's like Eeyore.
And
He's just so like, we had a horrible game the other night, and I was so, there was a lot of words that came out of my mouth, and I'm so glad my mom and dad weren't there to hear.
Okay.
And we hit this really big bump on the way out, and I was like, hope that was one of those refs. And like, as kind as he can be, he's like, yeah, I hope it was too, coach. And I'm like, oh,
Just
bless your heart.
Thank
Thanks,
you
pal.
for supporting me in my dark moment.
Yeah, oh my gosh. So you thought the same thing? Okay, good. Yeah, don't tell anybody what you saw there tonight.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you ready for, like, how's the family with the schedule? How's everybody, like, are we ready for?
Like my family?
Yeah.
I think they are ready to go to Jake and Lena's during regionals.
Yes, we can do that.
Right now, the season's pretty it's like slowed down a bit. My next travel trip, Clay's gone hunting because it's.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why?
Yeah, seems.
He was like looking at the calendar. He's like,
Yes.
"What about the kids these days?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"It's fine. It's fine."
Lena.
There's so many people in McCook that have offered. They're like, whenever you need us, just let us know. And I'm
That's
like, you
amazing.
guys don't forget this because I will ask.
Yes, I've never offered once, so I'm glad you have somebody.
It's so whatever. So I'm like waiting for that week, and then I'll like call everybody on Monday and see like who wants my kids for 2 days. But then regionals, that's my big sketch. That's like when it's like,
Let
oh
us
my
know.
gosh, it's 5 days.
Oh, sweet heavens. Yeah.
So if anybody in McCook wants to, test it out, I can even split them up.
That's a great, yes. Yeah. Put that out on Facebook. See how many,
people want them.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just let them sleep at night, feed them,
Yeah.
and then take them to daycare.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to our daycare too.
But that's something that as a mom, I have said, when I stayed home, I was always offering to pick kids up for practices or pick up, like to help out. And when someone offers that, usually they genuinely mean
they
it
do.
because
Yeah.
they've been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been in there. I remember working and being like coming back late for something and needing somebody to pick up my kids or, and just because you have grandparents close, they're not always available.
Yeah, no.
And
Yeah.
my parents are at the age that like when we go on extended trips, they're 80 and 70, plus
Yeah,
years old.
yeah.
The whole 5-day thing is too
Ooh,
much for them.
way too much.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
They may pick them up for school, but then I figure out somebody else to keep them overnight.
Yeah,
And so sometimes it's nice to have multiple people you can turn to. And it's kind of like your coaching world. Your family life, you got to have a village. Like,
Oh,
you
for
got to
sure. You
surround
really
yourself
do.
with people
Yeah.
that are willing to help you out and be there for you.
And every man on our podcast, they've all admitted, like, it's tough for them to watch a child
Yeah.
or multiples.
Yes.
Yes.
100. And
Yeah.
usually they want to keep doing whatever they're doing,
Yeah.
which is semi unsafe environment for the
Dangerous.
kid. Yes.
Yeah.
And
it's just,
and they're like, oh, it'll be fine. You're like, you know what?
I don't know if we should build a house with the
No.
kids.
Yeah,
Right there,
I don't know
holding
if
the
we should
saw.
Put the loft in the shop right now and try and put up the railing. No,
Let's not
rethink that. Yeah.
So they're doing well. I talked mostly about my kids. Clay's great. Trying to think. God, he's such a punk though. Because some of his advice, like one day,
Oh no.
I'm trying to remember what game it was. I don't
no.
know, but he just the whole way home, I was just like, oh gosh, he just doesn't understand team sports.
That is so amazing. Well, because he's a wrestler.
Because he's a wrestler.
He just rolls around.
And
Yeah, he doesn't
sometimes
need it,
I'm like,
yes.
I'd rather him not watch it there because then, like, at the game, because then, like, I'm going to have to ride home with him or he's going to ride home with me and then he's going to tell me his 2 cents and I don't want to hear that.
Right.
Even if we won.
Right.
He's just like, even if we've won. Oh, yeah.
Gosh,
It's
that's
just
so
like,
nice of
wow,
him.
why did we have
Yeah.
to go to 5? Like,
Yeah.
what was the issue with the first 2 sets? And I'm like, well, I don't know, Clay. And he's like, well, you're the coach, shouldn't you know? And I'm like, you know what? Win is a win.
Yep. We're just gonna leave it alone.
Yep.
Let's just
Thanks, pal, though. Thank you.
That is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah.
Jake has finally just watched the game that you were at. Was his first game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He was like, oh, it's really nice to watch you in your element. And it was like, but no, it was kind of like element. And it was just, it was kind of weak. I was
yeah.
like, really? He's like,
Right.
no, it was kind of fun. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Ugh.
But, I mean, what can they say that makes it,
Better.
yeah.
I mean,
maybe that you looked really good in those pants.
Yeah. Or hey, honey, you looked really pretty today.
Yeah, that would be,
That would be really nice.
You
oh
want
my
to know what
gosh.
my dad said?
What?
He goes, you might want to think about turning around, talking to your girls from that, like, be like facing the audience. He goes, because
yeah.
all we look at is your butt when you're like, you finger pointing and yelling. And I started thinking about that. I was like, oh, gall. And I need to do that anyway, so then the girls aren't looking in the stands at their parents. So I do need to shift everything around.
We do that. Besides, like but then the worst thing about that, though, and I think it was Rachel Conroy, I forget she's married.
Yeah, I know. The details.
I don't remember what match she was at, but there was a heated argument during a timeout, and I just know as I was yelling at the girls, and of course the crowd can see my face. And in my mind, I'm just like, I know that they're all reading my lips right now. And everybody's like, what do you think she's saying? And Rachel's like, she's saying, figure it out. Figure it out. And I'm like,
yeah, good job, Rachel.
Yes, Rachel, that's exactly what I was saying. But like, I knew, I was like, there are so many people sitting behind me. But like, sometimes if I'm like smart enough and I call a timeout, I know it's not going to be pretty. I make the girls stand and we huddle tight. So the only people that can hear what we have to say is us. Because sometimes the others don't need to hear it.
No, that's so true.
And that's kind of always been my thing. I think watching other coaches and like if they like go off the deep end, I never want the community talking about me in the stands that I'm going too overboard on the players. And that has happened before. Not like with me, but like watching other coaches and they're just like, oh my gosh, like this is a little uncalled for and embarrassing. And I don't ever want to be that coach. So I always try to maintain my composure. Say things that lift them up and not tear them down.
Very good.
Yeah. I don't know. But sometimes.
Well,
Like isn't like the defensive coach from Nebraska the other day? He's like, they just listen better if I yell at them.
Well, I've watched coaches that have sat back and not engaged a lot. And I just think maybe it's the age of the players I work with, to get the energy going. If I'm not saying or doing anything, our energy is just completely dormant. You know what I mean? Like so much of what I say is to get them excited and, pumped up for the game and for the moments that they're in, there's a lot going on. And some people are like, well, not everybody coaches that way. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. And maybe some players just step into that. So it's just, and like I said, again, maybe it's just the age. And I work with girls that are a little bit more quiet and docile, and they're young too.
But I think you also, I'm that way. But then if you have a coach that's not that way and just a little bit more chill, somebody else has to step up. But they know that environment ahead of time. Everybody knows the environment.
So who are your people that step up? Because I have watched you, and I was actually shocked that you were as quiet as you were.
Yeah, I try not to, because they know everything. They know exactly what I want to say. I'm trying to think, who's my stepper-uppers?
And maybe you don't need to name names. You have a couple that...
I do. McKenna Cruz. Cute little redhead libero. She's the only one that listens to this podcast, so shout out McKenna.
Well, hey, let's go. I'm owe you a treat then. Yes, thank you for listening.
Thank you, McKenna. She's really good, and she's just super chill and just says it. Michaela Brown. She's my high energy person. But it's fun. When you think back through the years, your Kira Bars and your Brooklyn Evans, there was those players that were just full of energy. And or they just had that awareness on the court. I've had numerous players like that too.
That's amazing.
So,
and by the time they get to that level, they know when it's needed. They know maybe they weren't that in high school, but they know that it's needed now. So I don't know. Step into that role.
Yeah.
Hunting season! I can't believe you brought that up.
I know. Is it happening with Jake?
Yeah.
Is he about to leave?
Oh God!
Well, maybe if we could get them to leave together.
Preach.
And then we could just slumber at the Koebels.
That would actually be
so fun. Would be really fun.
Yeah.
And I could move in.
That would be so easy.
I'll bring Darla.
Yeah. Who's Darla? Is that your dog?
The dog.
Oh. Well, do you only have one now?
Well, we have two, but the other one doesn't live here. She's wintering in Texas.
Oh, that happens. Said no one ever.
No, you don't have one of those?
No?
Yeah, we have a famous dog. Maybe we'll bring her on the podcast one day.
Okay,
because she's she'll be on ESPN in November.
Yeah. Come when it's cool and we can have the fireplace going and we can just watch movies and pop popcorn. Yes. Actually, speaking of popcorn.
Yeah.
I went to Poppin' on the Bricks and I got the caramel apple.
Yeah.
It is.
I haven't. So good.
It's ridiculous.
You know what? Speaking of Poppin' on the Bricks.
Yes. Yeah.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you, Joel. Love you, Taryn. Super last minute. Saw Joel at a recruiting college fair and I was just like, Joel, I have this big event. Could you please make me some unicorn popcorn? And did it.
Yeah.
Huge thank you, Taryn. I know Joel doesn't make the popcorn, so
yeah.
Thanks,
and I'm
Taryn.
not for sure how much I really needed to pay for when Celia was just she would serve a bag, eat a bag, serve a bag. And I was like, dude, stop.
Serve a bag.
I was like, stop.
I should find the photo because we ended up having like a half a bag left over. And Letty was sitting, I was driving like from point A to point B, very small areas. She was in the front seat of the car and she had that big.
Oh, that would have been adorable.
And she was just.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we can't give that to anybody now because your whole hand has been in there. Yeah, but shout out to Pop It on the Bricks for the Stella unicorn popcorn.
Yeah. You remember those, like, I don't know if I was in junior high or high school, and they came out these suckers. They were like caramel apple.
Oh, yes, the green one?
Yes. And they are so amazing. That's what this popcorn is like.
Ooh.
The apple in it, because I was like, that's going to be disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, no. Apple popcorn,
delicious.
No, super gross. It's amazing.
And you didn't get me a bag.
Say what?
I'm just saying.
My family didn't. I'm so cold.
Really?
It is cold in here. Not cold.
I mean, I don't know. I have a jacket on, but.
I'm fine.
Well, that's fine. I'll get my own popcorn.
Yeah, you will. Well, maybe I'll get you a little. Okay, anyway.
But speaking of apple, those green apple things, Alani, thank you for the sponsorship.
Okay.
One day.
Haven't seen this.
One day. Yeah, no. But they come out with Witch's Brew.
Oh.
And it's like the best drink. It's so good. And one of my players last year, she's like, so fitting for you. It should actually be called Beep Brew. And I was like, it's witches.
Oh, gosh.
But it's so good. It's also caramel apple, and it's so delicious.
Speaking of drinks, sent Jake on a run the other day during that tough week at school. And I was like, I need a Kobza. And he's like, just call her. And I was like, no, I don't think you understand. I need you to go to Jolt & Joe's and get a Kobza.
Oh, you just wanted me. Oh, you thought you just wanted me to go.
Yeah.
Jake can pick me up anytime.
Okay, moving on. And so he gets 2. And he goes, what the beep? $20 for. He goes, how much of a cut is she getting for this? And I was like, I don't even want to know. But he's like, it is pretty damn good.
It is
I
so
said,
good.
It is so good.
It is so good.
It's like the perfect amount. And it's
just,
I don't know.
And if you ever like want to get crazy, Shonda, shout out Shonda, Jolt & Joe's.
I can pull in. She usually just knows. She's like, shot in the dark. Yep,
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. She's great.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so good.
I know.
But she'll do it on ice.
What?
And it's heavenly. It's pretty thick.
What?
But it's so good.
Why am I just now finding out about this?
Just the other day I was like, I just want something on ice, Shonda. She's like, well, I'll just do yours on ice. And I'm like, okay. I mean, she had to change it up a little bit.
Peanut butter?
Well, it's not real peanut butter. I'm quite sure on that.
Oh, the powder.
Sure,
the powder. Sure. Right.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
So good.
Okay.
But the worst thing about that, if it's that way and not in a frappe form, it goes really fast. I'm just like,
oh yeah, it would.
Slurp it
up.
That's
true.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
and
true.
And then it hits.
Oh, yikes.
That milk.
I don't need to hear any more about that.
But she still makes it with almond milk. But
okay, good.
Still, it was
good.
A lot.
Yeah, it's so good.
Shout out JJ's.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm just waiting for, JJ's.
Yeah.
Alani.
Yep.
Popping on the bricks.
Amen. Sainers should be. Hello.
Sainers. Oh my goodness.
Yes,
the Ambrose family should.
Yeah, we should be getting a salad a month.
We should.
Or they should do like a K2 Breeze salad.
They should. Oh my goodness. Or a soup, because it's soup weather.
But you can't have Breeze in the name of salad.
But you could have Flannel Mama or something. No. Get that done.
Yeah, we would like a Flannel Mama soup, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
sounds like heaven in a cup with a hamburger.
Okay, so how do you eat and how do you say the soup with the meat and beans? That you have in Nebraska, like with a cinnamon roll. What do you call that soup?
That's chili.
Do you just call it chili? You don't say chili soup?
No, it's chili.
Fine, Jake, you're right. I say, and I've grown up saying
chili soup?
Yeah,
that's
chili
stupid.
That's what he says.
Like this, the deals on Facebook. It's like, take this one useless word out of the sentence.
Yeah. Well, I
chili,
think that's hurtful.
Scratch soup. Jake, you are correct. Oh my gosh.
And what do you put in it when you have chili? Like, what do you do anything? Like, not the. I don't want to know your recipe.
Right.
Like, what do you add to it? Like when you're gonna have chili?
Cheese.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Or I get lots and lots of crackers.
Yep.
And I crunch them up.
Yep.
And it's not even soup anymore.
No.
It's like a paste.
It's like a meatloaf.
Yeah.
No, it's like a paste.
Like a paste. Something
chili
that
oatmeal.
Can, but kind of thick.
Yes.
But it's really good that way.
Yes.
So either cheese or lots of smush the crackers up.
Yes.
And then
or a dollop of butter.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you'll come to no. Okay. No. So butter.
A dollop of butter.
It's kind of like may have part of the reason why I make Between butter and sour cream. If Jake has me cremated, I'm either going to be put in like a sour cream tub and he'll put me on the mantle or the fridge, wherever he wants to put me.
Why do you think you're leaving before him?
Oh, true. Well, because he tries to poison me all the time.
Oh, yes.
Yes, this is serious.
Which, and I do appreciate the friendship that we have now where you're like, just a heads up, like,
he tried to
Jake made supper. I've been sick. I've been in bed now for 7 days. Just in case anybody.
Yes.
If I die.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he tries to say, oh, you have COVID. I'm like, no, you did it again. And he just hasn't got the recipe right. But butter. So my dad, when I was little, he would sandwich like crackers, put butter in between, and then smush them together, and he'd make a little stack, and he'd put them in his chili soup. And so I get too lazy, and I like crunch the crackers and a dollop of butter. It's amazing. It's so true.
I just kind of...
I gained a few pounds with
a
me
little
saying
bit.
it.
Feel a little nauseous.
Do you remember when spray butter came out?
Yes.
And it was like, I don't know, was it fat-free? Zero cal? I don't even remember what it was.
0 calories. Do you not? I still use it, so don't even judge.
Well, I have some in my fridge. Obviously, I haven't. But I had a girlfriend, she's like preparing for spring break.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm just going to melt butter and put it in that thing. And you're not even going to know what happened. And she was a bag of bones anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, you don't need no stinking spray butter. You're fine.
Oh my
Come
gosh,
on.
I'll spray butter the crap out of things. But then my kids are like, this isn't real butter, Mom. I'm like, you don't even know what butter is.
Yeah.
Besides, like,
do you
have a kid that like eats it?
When they were little. And they say that's like a sodium,
Really?
sodium deficiency.
Ooh, that's good. So they need more salt?
Yeah.
My little one's like that.
And which is hard to say, like, but most times in today's diet, they say, oh, you get enough. Not always good.
I mean, my kids are living off like runs of French fries right now, so, and ranch.
I saw that and wanted to die.
Leave me alone! With the little ranch mustache.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, like, and I was, like, a friend also, same thing, like, if you go to Runza and, like, I'm like, I need 3 ranches. Like, do you understand 3 ranches? And if I get that bag and there's not ranches in it, I have to go back.
Oh, yeah.
Because my kids, like, that is the good ranch.
That's what that's the only reason they get the fries.
Yeah, they won't do, like, the ranch that you have to, like, peel off the top. That's not good ranch.
Oh, those are not.
Those are gross.
Those are gross.
Yeah,
those
only
are so
Runza ranch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Max's ranch is pretty good.
Max's ranch is really good.
I mean, it's thick. There's no drinking it like
and
soup.
I love their ranch with the seafood salad.
Oh yeah, I like their seafood.
I love their and their tomatoes are really good. Shout out to Max. Well, don't you like?
The other day when you said you were craving ice cream?
Yeah.
I need to talk to them because I need a smaller, like
a mini.
Yes, they.
I know
that thing. So I ended up just getting a sundae, a hot fudge sundae with nuts. Delish. Because the big thing, what do they call theirs?
The Cyclone.
Cyclone, yeah. I need a smaller cup.
Yeah, before?
No.
Before fasting, Haley, I could eat 2 Cyclones. And now I'm like,
oh, go, yeah.
I don't think I can eat all
When
this.
I was sitting there remembering, like, I'm like, there's no way. Yep, doing the little.
Well, and the bad thing is, Carrie McCarty, she's always the waitress.
Yeah.
And so, like, every time I'm like, hi, Carrie, don't tell anybody I came and got a thing of ice cream at 3 in the afternoon before my game.
Why not? That's fine.
I mean, every single time.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, Carrie, don't tell anybody my ice cream secrets.
Yeah.
Quite sure when I was pregnant with Trip, I got a Cyclone day.
I got, you know what, the few things, I mean, I threw up nonstop forever, but their cheese sticks always settled so well.
Really?
Don't know why. Vivi was made on those. 100%. Yeah, I almost got one every day. Just makes me
I don't think I've ever actually had their cheese sticks.
Okay, what are you trying to say? Seems like a healthy choice.
Well, yeah,
fried
definitely.
cheese.
Yeah, hello.
Breaded and fried cheese.
And butter.
Yeah, butter.
Yeah.
Oil. Okay.
Gosh, okay, I'm trying to think what else. Oh my goodness, speaking of food and volleyball, going back to volleyball.
Yeah.
We were at Western Nebraska.
Okay.
And so we go, and this was the game where we hit our rock bottom, and it was like it was so bad. Like I sat down bad, and not that I was done coaching, but I was just like,
they got to figure it out, or
I don't know. I don't even know. I was like, I don't even know what's happening right now.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Oh God, like yikes! And even the girls were like, oh no, and I'm like, oh boy. So Hannah, my assistant, places an order. This has happened to every coach. Like every coach, this has happened before. And I told her, I'm like, Hannah, it's fine. So she places an order to Domino's, and we're at the hotel. Our bus driver's already like went to like up into his room. He's like, just deliver my pizza. And The Domino's people call and they're like, we're in the lobby. And she's like, okay, like, we're in the lobby too. Like, we don't see you. And they're like, well, we're right here.
No.
Wrong location.
Oh,
wrong Domino's.
no.
Yeah. Wrong state.
No.
But it's happened before. And Hannah was just like, oh my gosh. And I was like, it's fine. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, they play like crap anyways. They can
Go to
wait
bed
for
hungry.
food. They can wait for food.
Right.
Everybody go, here's $1, go get something out the vending machine.
Oh,
So
no.
Hannah gets on the phone, so she calls the Domino's there in Scotts Bluff. If there's anybody from Scotts Bluff listening to, you tell your chamber this whole story. Anyway, so she calls Domino's,
Yes.
places this large freaking order, and it gets all the way to the end. And then the guy's like, oh, my manager wants to talk to you. Hands the phone over to the manager, and the manager's like, I'm sorry, we're not doing this order. And Hannah's like, what? Like, it literally took her 15, 20 minutes to place this order. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I was like, it's fine. I was like, let's call Pizza Hut. I was like, give me the phone. So I call Pizza Hut. And I'm just like, you know what? We'll take 15 pastas. Like, I don't care. Throw in some breadsticks and 20 cases of water. And she's like, okay. And I was like, and we're tax exempt, because that's a big thing. And she's like, okay, here's my manager. Manager gets on the phone. And by the way, it's not even late. It's because our game lasted like all of 45 minutes.
Oh.
It was, we had plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like only 8:30 by this point. Hand the phone over to the Pizza Hut manager. They're not going to do that order. It's just way too big and they don't have enough staff. And by that point, I didn't even have anything to say. I just hung up. So then we called, I think maybe like a Little Caesars, like another pizza place. Same exact thing happened.
Oh my
Called
gosh.
Jimmy John's because they also deliver, because we had to find somewhere that delivered.
Yeah.
Jimmy John's took our whole order, which takes time when you're putting a freaking, and I was like, I don't even care. Give me 20 turkey sandwiches.
Yeah.
Whip whatever you have left.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
care. Like, these girls need to eat. And they wouldn't do it. And so by this point, I'm like, now it's probably taken an hour and a half after we've made all these phone calls. And I don't want to go get my bus driver up and start,
Oh my gosh.
And by this point, I was so angry. Hannah was upset. We played like crap. And sweet young girl at the table, or like whatever, manager.
Yeah.
And I went over there. I was like, I got a situation. I will pay you $100 if you trust me to take your car so I can go get my players some food.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, yeah, here you go. And I'm like, I'm a mother of two. Like, I promise I won't wreck your car. And she's like, it's so dirty. I was like, I don't care. It is fine. I just need to feed these girls because, like, I am not the coach. I will feed them even if they played poorly. And we drove to 3 other fast food restaurants in that frickin' town, would not feed us. Finally,
What?
I was like, okay, you know what? It's fine. We'll just go to McDonald's. Like, because that's usually my last resort. Nothing against McDonald's. Just,
No, right,
I try to do
yeah.
like pasta or something like really filling, or sandwiches. Went to McDonald's. Great. Shout out Scotts Bluff, Mickey D's. They were like, we got you, girls.
Oh
And
my gosh.
I was like, just get us 20 quarter pounders and 50 chicken nuggets. I don't care. And whipped them out in like less than 15 minutes. Yeah, rocked and roll, gave us free food, Coach and I. And yes, but
That's it. That's crazy.
insane.
I wouldn't even
Absolutely
think
insane.
about that as a situation that
Yeah.
you would come upon.
It was just
So bizarre.
so bizarre, which is just so crazy to me. And I hope, and I was telling a coach about it, and she said that the same thing actually happened here in McCook to her, which breaks my heart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that, because like for me, I'm like, that's on me. Like, I need to make sure that people are more aware. Like when we have teams coming into town and that they're prepared for that. Like, because that's giving
Or we have the pre-ordering or something.
Yeah, like,
but still.
I'm trying, like, we're giving you business every time somebody comes in here. And
Yeah.
I've only ever heard of that happening one time. And the bus driver the following morning ended up going to the said restaurant and talked to the manager, and they were very apologetic. So shout out to that no-named business.
But I think even in that situation, like if I was the manager of Pizza Hut, and let's say I could only commit to doing, like, I can only do 4 pizzas, but I'm willing to put in the order for you at, like, let's say Casey's or
Right.
Loop or wherever,
Yeah.
to get you 4 more so that we can get you everything, and we could pick those up for you. You know, like, that's
Yeah,
where you,
something,
like,
you
as a
know, like-
community, you kind and I know, I've been on the other end. I've
Yeah.
worked in restaurants, I've worked in retail, like, I know what it's like to be in customer service-based industries, but that's when you go above and beyond. That's when you try and make people feel like, oh my gosh, like they really took care of us.
And like for me, it's like if we're hosting, whether it's a tournament or game, I want to make sure that they have a good experience.
Right.
Because some of these teams that come in, they're not like teams that have to come to McCook.
Right.
They're coming because they need a game and we have a deal, and I want to make sure it's a good experience so they come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we are kind of in the middle of nowhere, not like on a major highway.
No.
So some people like they do have to travel out of their way to get here, and I just always want it to be a good experience.
Exactly.
So I don't know if anybody out there has any good ideas. Just let me know.
I think just maybe have 3 restaurants and maybe rotate them. You can change them up every time.
Yeah.
Have them on a card that they.
This is
this is where
call
you're
these people
and call them ahead of time, and maybe because I can understand like at 7 or whatever time, 8:00.
Yeah.
Trying to whip up a lot like that can, and maybe there's only 2 or 3 people. That can be a lot.
Yeah. So like after the Scottsbluff thing, which like we always like try to call. We know where we're eating before the game even starts.
Oh, okay.
Which like Hannah had already done that, but now we're like go above. Like we'll arrive somewhere an hour and a half early just so we can stop in wherever we're eating. Be like, can we place our order now?
Yeah.
Because you're going to have like 2.5 hours to get this ready.
Yeah.
Or if we have to find somewhere else.
Wow.
But then I also think that's also with the lack of employees out there too. I don't know. It's just.
Well, Hannah, I'm going to let you know that on a road trip, my husband and I were out with our family. We were in Idaho, and we were heading back. And I was managing the co-pilot situation, and I put Culbertson in the GPS.
No.
Yeah. There's a Culbertson, Montana. So that's where we headed for the first 25-ish minutes of the trip. And Jake kept saying, we're going the wrong way. And I was like, I've been coming to Idaho since I was a kid. I know how to leave this state. We're not going the wrong way. Yeah, actually we were. So you know what? It happens to the best of us, okay? Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, so wrong state, wrong place, wrong pizza place. It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Yep.
It happens. That's life.
It is.
It's life.
You learn from it. And now it's a story.
Right? Yeah. And that whole night was just, I don't think we slept because we were up till 2 a.m.
Oh.
Our players, that was like our night that we just needed to get it out so we could start the next day fresh.
Yeah.
Looking back at it now, it was a growing moment for our whole team. But 17 people in my hotel room and just getting our feelings out.
Oh wow! Was there crying?
No crying, crying. Yeah, let's talk about our feelers.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, and then all like, oh my God, your PJs are so cute. I'm like, stop looking at me. But I'm not getting underneath the covers.
Oh, you wore PJs?
Yeah, like matching PJs. That was one of my New Year's resolutions.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Like who wears matching PJs? You and your whole team, or you and your
no, just me, me. Like you mean top and bottom.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Because Clay, he's just like, why can't you wear some sexy PJs?
Oh, okay, Clay.
Maybe this is too much. I don't know.
It's not. It's not.
Because I'm like a sweater and sweats kind of gal.
Okay.
Usually, but that's not cute, I guess. So now I got these matching PJs. I got lots of matching PJs, and now he thinks I look like an old woman. But my girls thought they were super cute, and they thought I looked like a model. So.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. Whipping my hair.
I didn't realize. I didn't know people wore PJs.
What?
Yeah. Like why do you?
I'm sorry. Why?
What? You're
what
married.
Do you wear?
You're married, right?
Yeah.
So you wear PJs to bed every night?
Are you sleep in the nude?
I thought that's what you did when you got married.
No. You put more clothes on once you get married. Yes, Lena.
Oh. I mean, I like matching jammies at Christmas time.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah. No. No. Like, what if the house starts on fire?
Then I grab a pair of shorts and a shirt.
No, you don't have time for that because you got to get the kid and the cat and the dog.
That stupid cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get that cat out.
Yeah. You know, and then if I have a small human that comes tugging on my sweatshirt in the middle of the night and it's like, Mama, can I sleep with you? Like, I'm not going to be naked snuggling my baby girl.
Well, that's why you have blanket barriers. You have the blanket on top.
No, because you know one, they're going to be like, Mom, what's happening there? You know, Trip already thinks I have boobs on my stomach. Oh my gosh. No, you cover up once you get married.
Oh, I'm so confused. Okay, got it. Learn something new every day. I'm glad I know this now.
Speaking of cats.
Oh.
You got a new one. And there's 4 more baby kitties at the gym.
What?
Yes. We passed them on the way home.
At the gym? What do you mean at the gym?
Our gym at the college. There's one little kitty went to run out across the road. And I was like, oh my God, baby kitty.
You got to catch them.
And then it ran back off the side of the road in the grass, and it had its little family there. All 4 baby kitties. So I was like, oh my God, we need to get those for the Koebels.
Yes.
So
You know, we got a new kitty that we found.
I know.
It's no longer.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? What happened? I don't know. It's okay. Did you?
This is so sad. I
Did
don't
you
know
see
what
the
happened.
carcass?
Yes.
Oh. Did it have rabies?
No, it didn't have rabies.
I don't know.
I don't know what happens on the Koebel Hill to cats. It's just so sad. It was the cutest cat in the world.
It was a cute kitty.
It was so adorable.
was a cute kitty.
Oh my God, those little gray ears.
If you would
and
have put it
paws.
in the house.
It was in the house. And it went outside. They like to go outside for it was literally outside for 2 hours. We would not let it sleep outside at night. I need some type of cat cleansing. Like, I don't know if I need a priest or somebody to come out and do something so that the cats can survive at the Koebels. It is so sad.
That's where cats go to die.
Pretty much.
So you want?
It could be an
so you're
episode.
telling me that you want to get the 4 kitties at the gym and have a Dahmer situation at your house?
Actually, the cleansing. I'm not going to watch that show.
Do not watch that show.
no.
I'm going to tell you right now, all of my players that are watching that show, I have prayed for them,
Yeah, don't watch that
and
show.
I'm
It
super
sounds-
concerned about their health.
Mental health.
Very, because I got halfway through the first episode
Nope.
and immediately started gagging.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, can't do it.
Water. Nope.
Can't do it.
Yeah, no, we
Were you
need to
just
cleanse.
drinking air?
Yeah, there's no. Yep, my water's
my
empty.
water
I didn't
down.
bring my big one because anyone should make fun of me. So this is what happens.
Yeah. Well,
You know what? Everyone asked us to do this, just us.
yeah.
And I think it was nice.
I think it was really nice.
fun.
I think we talked about a lot of things.
we did.
Yeah. We're going to have a sleepover
Yep. I'm gonna get matching pajamas.
to wear every night.
Yep. Like
Do you guys lock the door?
to our bedroom?
Yeah.
No. I have to be able to hear. Like I have to. Like
Right.
we have to sleep with our door open so I hear what's going on with the kids.
Right.
But I have a blanket on top. It's the snuggle blanket. So they don't get under the covers. They get under the snuggle blanket.
But, like,
I
what
don't
if-
know why I'm doing actions.
Because everybody can see it. But like, so what if they come in there and like you got hot through the night and you threw out everything? You know, like you're not covered.
Okay.
Wait,
They
I know I'm thinking of this other conversation that we had, but we're not bringing.
No, we're not going there. They swim nudie. Like we live. We live
guys
out
are
in the
close.
country.
You guys are
yeah,
close.
and we have blinds.
Oh, gosh.
I told you, like, and we're the family that when I start running the tub,
Yeah.
it's like my calling card to bring the kids home from 6 miles away. Like everyone comes, oh, did you want me to get in the bathroom? And then I point, no, I don't.
Yeah,
You're
get away.
17 and I am 65. You don't need to get in here with me. No, I don't know what's wrong with us. Isn't that just country people? It's just the Koebels?
I think it's just
I
the
think it's
Kobolds.
country. I think cherries they do that.
You think?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but like it's just
Come
I
on.
don't know. Like now, just tread the things he says. I'm like, get
Oh,
out.
see, we don't have the opposite sex thing. Like we don't
Yeah,
have, you know
right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
So when it's all
Yeah.
girls,
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it probably would be different if I had boys.
Yeah, because like he's just like, ooh, tatas, and it's like, ew, stop.
Yeah, see, that's different.
Yeah, it's super different.
Yeah. Okay. Good point.
Yeah,
Maybe we are weird.
So we're gonna this episode.
Yep.
After this, we have the Thatchers.
Yep.
They're coming on. Mm-hmm. Well, they've been on.
Yeah.
Their episode will be next. So for
Where?
those of you guys that don't know them, that's going to be good, grand, fun,
Yep.
super out there, and then after that episode, I think. Oh, also shout out to everybody that posted on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Who
the
wanted
post,
people?
who wanted
that-
people? Yeah, we'll reach out. We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
I think before we do that, though, reach out to some of those. We like to hear ourselves talk, so
Yeah, we do.
we'll probably have who was it, Holtis and Cherry.
Oh, want to interview us?
Yeah, and they're like they need time to prepare. Like we do everything on the whim, and like
Is that what the excuse was?
yeah, because they need more time.
You can't go YouTube and get as good as we are. Okay, you
yeah.
just got to come in
just-
here and wing it.
Go, but they need time to prepare.
Gosh.
That's what Cherry said. He's like, we're not ready yet. Like we haven't met, and
Oh,
so we'll have them do that, and then we'll reach out to all those.
Yeah.
We have so many people.
we do.
So many people.
We do.
But yeah.
Yeah. We'll
is
we'll
fun.
survive the rest of our season.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And maybe we'll do some holiday specials.
Yeah.
Yeah, do something
that
fun.
sounds
That
fun.
maybe will be when we have one of our kids in, or two
Yes.
of our That would be cute.
That would be
A little
cute.
holiday one.
That would be adorable.
Yeah.
Letty the other day though, if you guys have seen the ranch TikTok.
Yeah.
She did that to our podcast because I'll listen to it on the way to work. And she'll be like, I don't want to listen to your podcast. And I'm like, zip it, Letty.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Zip it. And then Trip will be like, I want to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, my girls always want to listen to.
Yeah.
And I don't always know, like, I'm trying to think it out and be like, is
Right.
this? But
Is
I'm
this
like,
good to
it'll be
be?
fine. Yeah.
But again, thanks for all of those awesome listeners. You guys rock.
You do. And we're excited when we start planning our next event.
Yes.
Because that's going to happen.
Yep. And just throwing this out there, because Christmas is coming up. We got to get gifts for the kids.
Yes.
If you want to hire us for your
Christmas party.
Yeah, we're in.
Yes, we are
We are so in. And we can even do a jingle.
Yes.
I'll just throw out Lena too. She can do some like jingle messages, like if you dress her up as an elf and she'll come do a funny.
Oh, yeah, I could do that. Oh, that sounds terrible. But yeah, I could do
a
that.
singogram or whatever. A jinglegram.
Oh my gosh.
That would be hilarious.
That would be
if
so
it was
good.
like a funny one though.
Yeah, a joke-agram.
A joke. Stop. Okay, if you want one of those, we're gonna make it happen.
Yes,
a
license that right.
joke-agram,
Joke-agram.
both of us.
Yep.
Yes, and we'll go dressed up as
Yes.
Olaf and
Yep.
Frozen.
Yep.
I'll be
the ass. You can be the head.
I was thinking I was gonna be the princess.
I just thought we were going to be
My
in one
blonde
costume.
hair all together.
I thought we were going to be in one suit.
Oh, the top of the
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you could
so-
be Elsa. Oh, God. Good
yeah.
times.
Anyways, I guess we'll wrap it up.
We will.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Coaching Caffeine and Comedy, and I'm your host Haley Kobza.
And I'm Lena.
Bye.